Muted, mate. Muted, mate. Ah, dear. Fuck's sake, man. Muted. Put it on mute, didn't I? Just a bad choice. Bad decision. Bad start. Yeah, Avi's not a great start, is it? This is why we need Owen. To be honest with you, though, even if that was in my own control, I still would have started by having it on mute from before. It's my own fault. It's not the headphones. Oh, you thought it was your headphones, Eddie? Yeah, it's not the headphones, man. Just started on just the mute button. You know what I mean? Zoom etiquette. Have it on mute till you start. You know what I'm saying? But it was only a light 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Minor thing, man. You lot didn't even realize it was muted anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? You didn't even realize. So it's not really that deep, to be honest with you. Just allow it, man. You know what I'm saying? Just allow it. So let's rewind and start that again, yeah? Mute settings. KG settings. Mute from the start settings, man. Welcome back to United View. Welcome back to another morning view with myself, Fleck. Make sure you smash on the likes on the video, yeah? And subscribe to the channel if you are new. Guys, it's Flex again. Is Flex again? Is Flex again what? Omar, what do you mean? Guys, is Flex again? What do you mean it's Flex again? Is Flex again? I don't know, bro, because the punctuation isn't punctuating, bro. I'm not sure. Romano tweet to kick things off. Well, you know what? Before I get into the Romano tweet, which you guys are telling me about, I'm going to check that out. Today, we have to talk about Bruno Fernandes again, because during the red carpet yesterday, this was a small thing, or I assumed it was a small thing. And it's blown up overnight, where the likes of Fabrizio Romano, the likes of Ben Jacobs, the likes of Chris Wheeler and others, et al., have been talking about Bruno Fernandes and what this story is going on about him with a Saudi bid, or him going to Saudi and Al Ahly trying to get him. So, yeah, I want to talk about that. There's been some big pieces on that. But also, people are talking about a Romano tweet. So let's see what he's saying and who it is. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic would be keen on joining Manchester United. I mean, that's the news. Exclusive. Man United have added Milinkovic-Savic, not the one from Lazio who was supposed to sign about 6 years in a row. Not him, not Serge Milinkovic-Savic. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic to their shortlist for new goalkeeper. Initial contacts took place for Torino goalkeeper among candidates for next season. Waiting on price tag and more. Do you know what? That is a bit of breaking news then. Exclusive. I'm on the whole, is he really saying anything right now? No, he's telling us initial contacts took place for the Torino goalkeeper among candidates for next season, waiting on price tag and more. So Man United looking at it. Add that into what we got to talk about today. It's going to be a packed show. Already, I know that. It's going to be a packed show. So, yeah, a lot going on. Kristen says, bring. Onana is gone, says Giovanni. You know what I mean? He was at Man United when he was 17. Yeah, I see that when he was younger. So very interesting. I don't know much about him since he's gone to Torino, though. I don't. Ginormous goalkeeper, 6'7" Is that how big he is? I don't know much about him since he left. I'm sure I saw the pictures of him in the youth team and the other week on social media. I don't know loads about him. But Romano is saying Man United are interested. You know what I'm saying? Have you placed Owen on gardening leave? Absolutely not. I have not placed Owen on gardening leave. He's not. Speculation season. What about Florentina's goalkeeper? Well, we'll have a look at him in pre-season, mate, when he plays his testimonial. That's what we'll do. Right, let's get into this. As first, we read that first super chat already. Let's do the Bruno stuff first, because it was all going off yesterday. Yeah, initial reports coming out of Saudi from a big outlet out there, which we spoke about on the red carpet really quick, and we just kind of wanted to gloss over it. We just kind of wanted to do the whole, you know what, Bruno's not going anywhere. He's going to cost £1 billion transfer. Like he's not going. Yeah, he's not going. But then you start to see some of the reports now from today, and there's a little bit of substance to this in terms of the interest being real. And that's what I find crazy. Fabrizio Romano says Bruno is one of Al Hilal's top targets this summer, but Man United see him as a crucial player and have a clear plan to keep him. There have been no approach, talks, or bids between the clubs. So that's the main thing. There has been no bids for Bruno Fernandes. So contrary to reports that were saying yesterday that a bid's come in from Saudi and this, that, and the other, they're talking to his agents now. Not true. Ben Jacobs says more as well, and he talks as per Chris Wheeler, which I'll get to in a minute. Ben Jacobs says, Man United are yet to receive any approach for Bruno Fernandes, despite genuine Al Hilal interest, as called by Chris Wheeler. Fernandes is viewed as not for sale. Yeah? So anyone, all the Bruno haters who think we're better off without him and that's fine, that's your opinion. But you lot need to just stop doing this to yourself anyway and thinking there's even a smidgen of opportunity for him to leave, because it's not going to happen. He was also approached in the summer of 24 and indicated he wished to stay in Europe until after the 26 World Cup. Al Hilal are planning on some big signings ahead of the Club World Cup. They have retained budget from central funds originally allocated to Mo Salah. Obviously, he decided to stay. They still want the right-sided attacker and another forward, with Victor Osimhen one option considered. However, Hilal's priority is to replace Jorge Jesus. Several names on the shortlist, including Marco Silva, Nuno, and Simeone Inzaghi. Xavi and Jose Mourinho also discussed internally, but no approach either to date. So basically, their main priority is to replace the manager. Yeah, that's the main thing. Interesting, which I'll talk a little bit about. Yes, a little bit as well. That Santiago Uno as well, as this was another story. There's so many stories going. Man United's priority striker target is Victor Gyökeres. If they win the Europa League, there is a 4-man striker shortlist, which also includes Osimhen, Delap, and other European strikers. And a meeting took place between Man United and Victor Osimhen's entourage, who want 12 million a year salary for the player. So listen, there's loads to get into, but let's just focus on this Bruno thing. And the main bit that Ben Jacobs is calling, that he says, as per Chris Wheeler did an exclusive yesterday in the Mail with Nathan Salt. And again, Saudi side Al Hilal are lining up a big move for Bruno Fernandes. Man United have no intention of selling their captain. He says, but sources are adamant they would not sell Fernandes if a bid comes in. The Saudi Pro League club have the funds for the star after signing, after Mo Salah decided to stay. Reports in the Middle East claim that Bruno's representatives held talks with Al Hilal on Monday. It is understood there were initial contacts between the two camps last year before Fernandes signed a new contract. And listen, we know that that's true. We know that that's true because last year, a few games back. So what was the Europa League when we caught up with Bruno? When did he score a hat-trick? Sociedad. After Sociedad, he came out to the mix zone, and I asked him a couple of questions that day, and some of the other journalists did that day as well. And he said I had offers to leave. I spoke to the hierarchy, found out what they wanted, where they wanted to go, and I decided I wanted to stay here. That's it. I decided I wanted to stay here. Ruben Amorim in March, which Chris Wheeler rightly says, rejected the possibility of Bruno going to Real Madrid. He said, no, it's not going to happen. He's not going anywhere because I've already told him. Like, Bruno's not going anywhere. He says, I want Bruno here because we want to win the Premier League again. So we want the best players to continue with us. He's 30, but he's still so young because he plays 55 games every season. Between assists and goals, he's there for at least for 30 at least. So he's the type of player we want here, and he's not going anywhere. So, he's not going. It's that simple. He's not going. Binny says, Flex, we need to stop this narrative that Bruno is our Messiah. Of course, without him, we would be worse. But with him, we are 15th or 16th. 100 mil plus must be accepted. We are moving from him in 2 years anyways. Yeah, we're with him, we're 15th and 16th, but also with him, we were second. Also with him, we were third. Like, he's not the reason why we're 15th and 16th. If anything, he's the reason we're not relegated. And I think we have to be very careful, Benny. Big up to you, bro. I'm not sure about this, the narrative of like, yeah, well, where have we got with him? That means everyone can get to go. You have to realize the players that are putting up numbers, the players that are putting it in which we don't have many of, if any. In terms of out and out consistency, knowing what you're going to get every year, Bruno's the only player who we have. Bruno's the only genuine world-class player that we have. Bruno's the only player that we have that will get into the top 5 teams in the league. Fact, he would. Or they would find a way. He could rub shoulders with them. Easy. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yes, the team's 15th or 16th, but, that's not because of him. Look at all of the flaws in the team. Look at the team we've constructed, and he's the one who's managed to keep his numbers and keep doing his job amongst the chaos. Do you know what I'm saying? Omar says, flex Google Kelleher, Manchester United. I mean, that sounds like an April Fool's. Kelleher ain't going to come Man United. Surely not. Do I even Google that, Omar? You sure about that one? Bruno says, morning flex, hope you're doing well and have a great day. As a fellow Bruno, and Portuguese, I can confirm he's not leaving. He's not leaving. He's not leaving. And I understand why. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to. Yeah, I know that show. I know it's April. I know it's May, but I'm saying, like, as in Kelleher, really, kind of figure of speech, I just think that Bruno leaving would be mad. Oh, we've had our worst season ever, so let's get rid of the one player who's actually good. Do you know what I mean? And it's almost like we're forgetting about times when we finished higher. Like, we haven't achieved anything proper since Bruno's been here, but that's not because of him. He has performed at the level that's good enough to be in a top team. So if anything, we're lucky that Bruno's given us these years of his career. You could say he's wasted it, if we're being real. Do you know what I mean? When you're in a hole, when you need someone to dig you out of it, when you need someone to put goals and assists online, when you need people to create, he does his job. It's always him. It's always him. Has he had some up and down periods? Yes. Has he had some shit games? Yes. Of course he has. Every player has. But my God, in the circumstances he's had to operate in, it would just be crazy to try and sell him. And listen, if you are entertaining selling him, and this is where it does get into what we were talking about yesterday, what are you replacing him with, and who? Who's going to give you 30 goals and assists? Who's going to do that? If you've got a ready-made replacement, absolutely, because I do agree, like what Vinny was saying a little bit, one player can't be the Messiah and, they do everything and they're God and you can't get rid of them and stuff like that. But when we're this bad, when we are this bad, I think we need to be really, really, really careful not to get rid of somebody who is so consistent when we're trying to improve. And what we can't bring our way of thinking round to is if our team was actually good and had Bruno in it. Imagine we had Gyökeres, or we had Osimhen up front. Imagine we had Cunha and Mbeumo, or Mbeumo and one of them. What if we had improvements at wing backs, full backs? What if we had improvements in central midfield? All the improvements that we're looking for in the squad. What if we had it? And you have Bruno. You know what I mean? That's how we should be looking, because, like I said, Bruno could get into the other top teams who we laud. Do you know what I'm saying? I just don't understand why we want to sell Bruno. Of course, if someone offered 200 million for Bruno, you know what I'm saying? I get it. And I hear what people are saying with the 150, though, what could you do with that? With 150 million, could you go and get Cunha and Osimhen? You know what I mean? Yes, you could. But would you lose the supply line into both? Do you know what I'm saying? Could you sell Garnacho for that instead? Show saying even 100 million. Do you take it? And the other, look, I'm not just going to do a one-sided argument. The other side of the coin is that Bruno is 30. Is he going to get any better? And I would say the answer is no. Bruno's not going to get better than now. But his now is going to be consistent for the next, I think, at least another 2 to 3 years of him playing at this level, in my opinion. Keeps himself fit, never injured. always resilient, always robust, always available. And I think his ability won't dwindle. He's not a player who relies massively on pace. He's not a player who is massively explosive. So those aren't things that he based his game upon. So I think for the next 2 to 3 years, we'll still get this version of Bruno. Is he going to get better? No. Has he reached his peak? Yes. I just think he'll maintain his peak for the next few years at least. And if we're trying to become better, like we spoke about yesterday, someone just said Florian Wirtz there. I just saw the name Wirtz in there. Couldn't see why the context. But just, if you're not going to replace Bruno with someone like Jamal Musiala or flipping Florian Wirtz or, these types of players, if you ain't replacing him with genuine world class, what's the point? What's the point? Do you know what I mean? How is Kvaratskhelia 60 million but Bruno 100 million? Well, in terms of consistency, putting up numbers, Bruno's been doing it, man. Bruno's been doing it. Scores all his pens too. You know what I mean? So, yeah, shout out to you, Jew London. So I just think I can see why Man United are saying he ain't for sale anyway. Like, you can give us a significant bid. He ain't leaving. When you're this bad, you can't sell your best player. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't. I know there's the other side. This is just my opinion. I know there's the other side of you can you can sell one player to kind of finance the rest, but not the best. You can't finish 15th and get rid of your best player. That's just stupid to me personally. That makes no sense. You have to aim to keep the nucleus of the thing that, knits everything together. And that the conduit, and that is Bruno Fernandes. It is. Like, I get, listen, people say this, that, and the other, but if this team shit, and that's where you're talking about, if this team shit, if you had other players playing in this shit team, they wouldn't do what Bruno's doing. I'm almost certain of that. If we had Florian Wirtz in this exact same team, let me just ask you a little question. If we have Florian Wirtz, and he's young, he's still up and coming, by the way. Listen, top player, top young player. But would he cope with this pressure? Would he? If you had Jamal Musiala, obviously top player, wicked, amazing, would he cope with this pressure in amongst crap? If we had a Morgan Rogers, would he have a better output than Bruno? If you had Xavi Simons in the 10, Odegaard, if you put Kevin De Bruyne, not even this version of Kevin De Bruyne, with the proper version of Kevin De Bruyne, instead of playing at Man City in his prime, he played in this crap. Would he do what Bruno's doing? I think the answer is no. I think the answer is not a chance. I think if Bruno was in them teams, if Bruno played for Bayern Munich, even now, would he have the same or similar output to Jamal Musiala in the 10? I don't even know Musiala's numbers this year. Let's bring them up. Just for the sake of it. Because we don't just want to talk Musiala. I don't just want to just speculate. Like, I've got my eye test and that's how I feel. But they are stacked. Absolutely stacked. Bayern Munich, aren't they? Just won the league. Brilliant. So let me just put up this season. There you go. Current season, all competitions. So Bruno's got 19 goals and 18 assists. And Musiala's got 18 goals and 8 assists. So he's got a higher GA than Jamal Musiala. Now listen, again, you can say the thing, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You can say the thing of, yeah, but we're Europa League, Carabao Cup, stat pad. You can do all this stuff. I'm just talking about game for game. Okay? Jamal Musiala has played 40 games this year. He's got 18 goals, 8 assists, which is good, by the way. Bruno's played 52 games. Yes, he's played more games, but the numbers, he's got more goals than him and assists because he's played more games, you can say. But also that availability of playing 12 more games, because Bruno gives you that every year. So he's got more GA than Florian, but than Musiala. What's Wirtz got this year? What's Florian Wirtz got this year? Let's have a look. Actually, I want to leave the Bruno on the same. Let me do it on this tab. Florian Wirtz, what's he got? Let me know. If you lot find it quicker than me, let me know, because for some reason it's just going round and round. Even transfer market don't want to check these things. You know what I mean? Even transfer market's like, nah, man. Why is it taking so long? Does that sometime? KDB is a step too far. Let's have some respect. Mandisa says, what? So if Kevin De Bruyne played last year, or even this year, or whatever, he would do what Bruno's doing. He would get the same numbers, you think? I'm not saying Kevin De Bruyne is rubbish. It's amazing. One of the best players to ever play in this league. But I don't, what I'm just saying, it's not comparable what they're doing this team. Current season, Florian Wirtz, and this is obviously, the guy that they want to replace Kevin De Bruyne. He's young, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's 22, top player. He's scored 10 goals and 11 assists in the league. So he's got 16 and 13 in all competitions. Yeah, 16 and 13. So again, that's why it has to be these types of players that you're talking about replacing Bruno with, people who affect games. So he's played 43 games. Hold on, let me get Bruno's one back up. He's played 43 games and got 16 and 13. Bruno has got 19 and 18. So very similar, but Bruno's played more games again. There you go. So it's similar numbers, man. And Bruno's, pretty much got more than them as well. Football's not just about GA. I get that 100%. I'm just talking about just for this bit of the conversation. I'm just talking about the output of what you're taking away. Now, if you're saying that it's not just about GA, which is not, so you take out just the stats that they do. So you talk about technique and chance creation. Do they put on chances for other people? What are they like on the eye? All of that. It's exactly. Bruno's 10 years older. I get that. You know what I mean? And also, how are we going to attract these players? How are we going to attract these players? Like, how are you going to get Florian? If you sell Bruno to Saudi for 150 million, it's not going to happen anyway. But if you sell Bruno to Saudi for 150 million and we finish 14th, how on earth do you convince Florian Wirtz not to go to Manchester City but come to us to replace Bruno? How on earth do you try and entice Jamal Musiala out of Bayern? How? Someone tell me how. We can't attract these players. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't give him 50% ownership. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. The only one, Bruno in this shit team has got numbers comparable with Kevin De Bruyne. Make that make sense then. Make that make sense. Do you know what I mean? That's crazy as well. That's ridiculous. Obviously, Kevin De Bruyne has been in a league of his own. He's been unbelievable. He's played in the best team in the world for many, many years in his pomp. But I'm just saying, if you put Bruno into that and look at the team Bruno's playing in, that's why I'm like, the levels ain't. It's not like this thing that like Kevin De Bruyne, like Bruno can't see him in any way. Like, it's not true, in my opinion. It's not true. It's not. Bruno can sit at the table with Kevin De Bruyne. He just can't because of the accolades that De Bruyne has won, because of the team he's played in. For me, Kevin De Bruyne is out of this world. Of course he is. But you can't sit there and say that, someone who's having a similar output to him in a much worse team on an individual basis can't talk to him. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? I don't get that. You have to, even since he's come, because obviously he's been there longer. Kevin De Bruyne. Do you know what I'm saying? Bruno's played 285 games. He's got 98 goals and 85 assists for Man United in 285 games. De Bruyne has played pretty much nearly, not double exactly, but nearly double. 418 times to Bruno Fernandes's 285. So let's just round it up for math's sake. Bruno's played just under 300. So let's round Bruno up to 300. And let's keep De Bruyne at 400. Let's just round up. So De Bruyne's played over 100 games more than him. But let's just say he's played 100 games more than him. Bruno has 98 goals. De Bruyne has 108 goals in, more in 100 more games than him. Assists-wise, Kevin De Bruyne has 177 assists in that time, in 100 more games. 107 77, that's just ridiculous. And Bruno has just under 100. He has 85 assists in 100 less games. So the numbers, considering Bruno's played less, is about there. It's about there. Do you know what I'm saying? So, De Bruyne was out for 12 months with injury. There you go. That's another thing. Bruno ain't even been out. He ain't been out. When's he been out? Do you know what I mean? Take the pens out, though. What do you mean take pens off? What are you talking about? Or should we take any free kicks that De Bruyne scored as well? Take them off. What we doing here? Do you know what I'm saying? What we doing? You know what I mean? Even De Bruyne said it himself. Exactly. I don't know. But when you put the TV on, then you realize there's a clear difference. Listen, you lot keep buying into the flipping media thing that tells you that listen, I know of my eyes that if Bruno played in a better team, he wouldn't be spoken about with this level of disrespect. It's that simple. You lot stay lapping up the whole propaganda thing. Oh, because City are amazing and this, that, because they've won everything. I get that. But player for player, individual for individual, if you're on that, you're on that. I know what my eyes tell me. And I'm telling you now, if Bruno had Rodri behind him doing everything and flipping Aguero / flipping Haaland up there, what do you think Bruno's going to do? What's going on here? What's going on? Are you lot all right? I say you lot. Whoever thinks that I'm just talking nonsense. What would Bruno do? Can someone explain to me what Bruno Fernandes would look like if he had Haaland ahead of him and flipping Rodri beside him and prime what's his name? Bernardo Silva and that. What are you talking about? What are we doing here? It's crazy. It's mad that you can think that Bruno's not on his level because of your eyes set. What do you mean? He's in the best team. I don't get it. Flex, with all these hypotheticals, it will never happen, and we need to move on from him. We need to move on from Bruno, or you mean just this topic within the show? Which one do you mean, bro? Let's get the super chat read out as well. Bruno said, I read that one already. Omar says, just do it and look at the pics, please. Of Kelleher. All right, I'll do that in a bit. Manny says, Bruno is a massive part of the rebuild. We are 3 years away from top 6. Bruno will be here for 3 more seasons, no question. And SD says, stat of the day, of the previous 133 teams that led by 3 goals or more after the first leg, all 133 teams progressed. Heard it on Sky. Yeah, I did see that. Tell that to KG. I did see that. But big up to you, SD. The person who said, though, I think we need to move on. You're right. Bruno's not going anywhere. Do you know what I'm saying? But like you said, shout out to football scholars who understand that Bruno's a terrible player and he's the one holding back Man United and will be much better without him. Shout out them. That's just their opinion. This is my opinion. I think that's total crap, total bullshit. Right. Let's get on to the situation with this Gyökeres thing, because this I found interesting. Who follows Santi Aouna? Who follows him? Anyone? Is he reputable like that? Darmish follows him. Chris Wheeler follows him. Fabrizio Romano follows him. Julian Laurent. So, you know what? What are you lot saying on the tilt? Miguel Delaney, Keith Downey. What are you lot saying? The Mail follow him. What are you lot saying on the Ornstein follows him? What are you lot saying about Santi Aouna, peeps? Are you lot saying credible? What are we saying here? What are we saying? No, I don't have him down as someone who's massively, tier 8. MWK saying. What are you lot saying? I haven't really seen a mad breaking news, etc. But what are you lot saying? He's followed by a lot of top people anyway. You know what I mean? But then again, Ornstein follows me. That doesn't mean nothing. tier 2 or 3, says Ridwan. Max says tier 3. Yeah, he's good, I think, says Splash. Does KG follow him? I don't think he does. But anyway, here's what he said anyway, according to the aggregate accounts. And actually, no. He said the first meeting took place today. This was yesterday, with Victor Osimhen's entourage and Man United. The striker wants 12 million a year. Man United's priority is Victor Gyökeres, but the deal is not easy. So that's very interesting that, you know, we still want Gyökeres as the primary target. And I think we haven't spoken enough about this because we just, obviously Arsenal are there for Gyökeres, and you're assuming that if they go and put the money down, obviously they're going to be in the Champions League. You know, between him and Šeško, I think Arsenal don't think they're going to get his sack. The feeling is that he'll just go Arsenal. But it is a bit of a strikers market. There's going to be some serious strikers moving this season, this summer, I think. And depending on how the cookie crumbles, if we enter the chat with Champions League football, I think it changes everything. I think someone like Gyökeres is attainable if we get Champions League. Would he want 12 million a year? I don't think he would. You know, Osimhen wants the 12 million a year, which is a lot of money. A lot of money. You know? But what would I don't know. I feel like if we can get Champions League, we're sorted. I think we can enter the chat for players that we're not really considering right now, personally. Yeah, I mean, if we get Champions League, Gyökeres' thing is that he wants European football. Rightly so. Right. So why would you leave Sporting to really downgrade to come Man United just because it's Amorim? Obviously, Amorim is one power play. It's one trump card. I hear that. But at the same time, you can't be dropping down that much levels or expecting somebody to drop down like that. I think that if we can get Champions League, I think we can enter the chat for Gyökeres. So and you know, apparently that was Ruben's #1 target. We just haven't really heard much of it because we assumed we weren't going to get no Europe and we were just going to finish 15th dead and buried. But now we're 2 games away from the final. Well, 2 games away from winning the Europa League, should I say? It changes the complexion of what it looks like. It can change everything. You know, at the moment it's open. We just got to win the Europa League and see what happens to Simon McGill. 100% agree with that. Exactly that. Yeah. What is Gyökeres' current wage? Let's do a little dive into what he's saying P's wise. Let's do that. Like apology. I like doing this. I like just checking to see what they're on. It's nosy as hell. But listen, sometimes you got to do it right. Let's go to the Portuguese league. Spain, Germany, more Portugal. Liga, more Belgium, Portugal. There you go. Premier Liga, salaries, Sporting. What's he on? What is he on? Is he top earner? Trincao, rotted. Whoa, rotted. Okay. Sporting are on a different level. The highest paid player is Trincao on 75 bags a week. 75 bags a week. Trincao from Wolves, 75 bags a week. Victor Gyökeres is the second highest paid player at Sporting. Do you know what he's on? 46 bags a week. 46 bags, and that's euros. So yeah, 40 grand a week. Yeah, I know that's all I need to do is type that, but I like seeing it. I like just doing the cap on. I like it. I like how I do it. I like it. 40 grand a week. 40. Oh my days. The Premier League's fucked. These players on the continent must look at the Premier League and be like, you ain't even got to be that good to play in there. Get me in there. Get me a contract. Get me a little 3-year +1 on some of these wages these men are on. Gyökeres is one of the most sought after strikers in the world. He's on 40 grand a week. I think 40 grand. I think like the lap would be on that. No, maybe not actually. What's the lap on? I'm gonna do what you said. The lap wages. Ipswich. Oh, he's on 20 grand a week. Yeah. He's on 20 grand a week with Ipswich. But still, you get my drift though. Who's like a mad player that's like on way more What's Beto on? Beto wages. I bet it'll be on more than that. 50 grand a week. He's on 50 grand a week. You're right, by the way, about quickly typing it in on Google. It is much easier. But I like just seeing how long they got left, you know, the contract when it was signed, gross remaining. It's just better like this release clause. You know what I'm saying? But Beto is on 50 bags. Beto's on more. Havertz, 275k. So back to our point where I'm like, Osimhen wants 12 million a year. He ain't gonna want that, is he? What's his name? Gyökeres. He ain't gonna want that. Do you know what I'm saying? He's on 40. Wait a sec. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that. He's on 40 grand a week, bro. So if we came Man United, what would we have to give him? Because Osimhen's like, does that mean 250, 300 grand a week? Jesus is on 250. I forgot about Jesus. Jesus. We could give my man, he'd want 150. What would you think from coming from 40, but obviously he's a top striker, he's gonna be a goal scorer, he's got to reflect that. What would he want? What should we give Gyökeres if he comes? 150. What should we be giving Gyökeres if we buy him? 180, 170, 200. Joe Blackman saying 150. 150 because Gyökeres is a star. Yeah, he's got to be minimum 150 in it. It's got to be minimum. He's a goal scorer. Man scored a lorry load of goals. Big sample size. He'd want 200k minimum if he finds out what Mount's on. Yeah, true. Start 160. 150 plus goal bonus. 150 to 175. Yeah, 150 to 175. I like that. Because you got to be real. Like these are, because also it's about what he can go and command. It's about what is the going rate for people what can do what he does, which is put the ball in the back of the net. And let's be real. People who score goals is a rarity, it's a commodity. And he is sought after. He can go Arsenal, he can go Liverpool. You know what I mean? He can go to the top teams and play. Yeah, I think you got somewhere between 150 and 200 or 150 and 175. You got to be giving Gyökeres. But my God, my man's only on 40 grand a week. That took me back a bit. Jesus. Bruno says, people out here moving the goalpost to suit their Bruno agenda / narrative is crazy work. Fact is, the guy puts out numbers consistently every year. Exactly. Not to go back to that, but exactly, bro. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. I can't believe Nunes. How much does Liverpool pay Nunes? I think he's on like 70 grand a week. Darwin Nunes wages per week. 140. Darwin Nunes is on 140. Fucking hell. He's on 140. Darwin Nunes is on 140 a week. Let me click. Is he? No. I thought Liverpool don't pay the crazy peas, and if they do, it's to the. Is he on 140? Nah, he's not. Gravenberch's on 150. Where's Darwin Nunes? Oh, he is on 140. Shit. Ross. He's rubbish as well. Chiesa's on 150, but they bought him for cheap. Gravenberch 150. Yeah, look, Luis Diaz is on 55. Fuck. Kanata is only on 70. That's one of the best centre-backs in the league. Cody Gakpo is on 120. Jota always injured on 140. McAllister, yeah. Yeah. Trent, yeah. Virgil, yeah. Mohamed Salah, yeah. Alisson 150. Alisson should be bumped up even more. Endo 50, and then it's quite modest. Mad. Mad, 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 mad. That's crazy, man. Even Luis Diaz is on 50 bag a week or whatever it is. That's crazy. Yeah, we need to. Obviously, we know this, but this Europa League, man, fucking hell, we really gotta win this thing. We really gotta win this thing, man, because it just the corridor of opportunity that it opens up, man. We need to be there. We need to be there for these top strikers. Can't be flipping shopping in Bargain Alley all the time, man. You know what I mean? We can't. We can't. Just to finish off though, the stuff for which Romano was saying about the goalkeeper, Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. What are you lot saying? Interesting to hear that Man United are, interested in him. Interested in changing the goalkeeper. How do we feel about that? I think we did say that just because Onana's calmed down a little bit, we still know what's there. You know what I mean? We still know what's there. You can't underestimate, the criminality that's been going on in between the sticks at Man United. I like that we're looking at it. I like it. How much would he cost? How good is he as well, people? How good is he? I haven't seen him play. Let me do a little light KG special where you just watch a little live comp. Watch a live comp. Let me have a little look. Top 15 saves. What's that? This is on Serie A. No, that's a bit long. Let me do a little live live comp. Live little compy. You know what I'm saying? Just to see, let me just have a look. Let me see what he's saying. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to just have a little peek round the curtain to see what's on the other side. Okay, tattoos on the neck, bald head, going mad at his players, massive beard, massive, gets down well. God, he's tall, isn't it? Oh, parried that back into danger. Saved the pen. He's massive. Big. He must be Serbian, isn't it? With a name of like Milinkovic-Savic. It's got to be the same. Hold on. Atalanta. Pen. What a save. Fuck, he's massive. Oh! Top corner. Big spring. Palms it out to no danger. Saves a lot of pens. I'm seeing a lot of penalty saves, people. Ball in. Save with his feet. Oi, bring him in. Focused on the ball. Didn't get distracted. Can't do the Onana ADHD thing. Save. These are all against Atalanta. Why? Comes out, makes himself big. Bloody hell. I can't believe how big he is. Ross! Bring him in. Bring him in. Bring me Milinkovic-Savic. We were supposed to sign a Milinkovic-Savic ages ago. Bring this guy. Bring this Milinkovic-Savic. Bring him. Comes out, smothers him. Massive. Also, plays in leggings. Plays in leggings. Plays in tights, man. In 2025. That's how I know he's on this thing. He plays in tights all year round. Look at this. Yellow tights, black tights. He's playing in tights. Ross. Ooh, what a save. Bring him in. Seen enough. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Are they brothers? Are they brothers? I mean, makes sense. Are they brothers? Is it a brother thing? Is it a brother thing? Are they brothers? Wait there. Wait there. Brother. Are they brothers? Is it a brother thing? Oh, shit. Oh, there's a picture of them there together. Yeah. Oh, they look the same as well, actually. It's because he had a bigger beard. I couldn't really see it. Oh, it's his brother. How mad is that? How mad is that? How old is this one? How old is it? How old is this Milinkovic-Savic? How old is he? 28. Good age. Good age. It's his brother. From that picture there, he don't look like him. He looks like a madman. But the other picture I just seen there. Oh, it's his brother, yeah? Raw. How mad is that? We were supposed to buy Milinkovic-Savic in flipping 2019, mate, we've been supposed to be signing him every single time. Every single time. Nope, 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 nope. And yeah, he was already, there you go, fun fact. He was already a Man United player when he was younger, but never played for the club because he couldn't secure a work permit. Is that the reason? Whoa, it's a full circle moment. We have to sign this guy. We have to. Oh, the other Serge Milinkovic-Savic 30 now. We have to sign him now. We have to. We have to. Put Man United. When was he there? Image. Man United youth team. We have to sign him. We were supposed to sign him. His brother. Yeah, he used to be in the academy but couldn't get a work permit. So sign him. Do you know what I mean? Simple. Bring him in. Oh yeah, there's the picture of him right there. Couldn't play properly. In the green kit, green keeper kit. Looks completely different there. He's massive. Bring him in. Does anybody watch Torino on the regs? What's he saying? I've seen enough. Bring him in, man. Bring him in. Christian says Vanja Milinkovic-Savic is on 25k a week and has a 20 million release clause. There you go. 20 million release clause. Let me put that into Capology as well. Why not? Why not? Oh, why is that not coming up? Well, you got 20 million release clause anyway. I'll take your word for it. Sign him. Bring him in. We get rid of all the lists. Don't need it. Mate, if we can sign him for 20 million, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Look at him with Sir Alex. There's the picture of him with Sir Alex. Wow. He's massive. He's massive. There you go. When he was with United, 2014, he was with us. Guys, that's 10 years. That's 11 years ago. It's over a decade. It's meant to be. It's meant to be. Bring him in. He's from Le Carrington. Exactly, TT. Bring him in, man. Big Eastern European madman. Don't take no shit. Eastern Europeans on it. Bring him. Bring him. I want him. I want him. Right, guys, smash it. Like, I haven't asked for no likes throughout this whole video. It's probably going to be a disgrace. 226. I should have done more. We should have done more. We should have done more. But listen, it is what it is. I should have asked for more. I got too excited. Smash a like on the video, people. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Flexing KG show later on this evening. But also, you can get your live dose of KG right now. But in 5 minutes, head over to KG Reckless Sports because he's going live in 5 minutes. Probably going to be cussing about the Bruno thing and talking about a lot of other stuff as well. So head over to KG Reckless Sports right now. Go and sit in there. Do me a favor. There's 900 of you now. So go in there and just, I don't know, what symbol should we put to say that you come from here? Just put siren because of a couple bombers this morning, innit? Put sirens. Put Ornstein sirens in his chat. Go pollute up his chat, man. Go and engage. Go watch the show. I'm out of here, man. Big up. Sirens in KG's chat, KG Reckless Sports. Head over to there right now. I'm gone. Peace.